You can't hear me, so let me hear me.
Colin! Colin's here. Do you want some help, Liz? Yeah.
Hey, a mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. You guys see?
Yeah.
Mama, you're reading that book? Yeah, my mom read me that book.
The baby grew. He grew and grew and grew. He grew until he was 2 years old. And he ran around all the house. And he pulled all the books off the shelves. And he pulled all the food out of the cupboards, out of the refrigerator. And he took his mother's wash and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, this kid is driving me crazy. I know none of you would ever say that. But at nighttime, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she did, she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And the little boy grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath, and when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. And sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo.
Always get bad words to his grandma.
But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened his room, crawled across the floor, and looked over the side of the bed. And if he was really asleep, she picked up that 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be.
And I'll see the picture when he was 9. That's a picture when he was 9.
Hold on, Karen. And the boy grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew, until he was a teenager. He had strange friends, and he wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. And sometimes the mother felt like she lived in a zoo. But at nighttime, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked over the side of the bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked up that great big toy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she would sing, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And that teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew and he grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town. I don't know.
A lot.
But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town.
Please, my mom is here.
If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up the side of the bed. And if that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and she sang, I love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby will be. Not a baby, you're right, sis. Hold on. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older, and she got older. And one day she called up her son and said, you better come see me because I am very old and sick. So her son came to see her, and when he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and too sick. Then the son, he picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang the song, I'll love you forever, I like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be. And when the night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up and in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, I love you forever, I like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Oh. It's not only love, but it's things we do every day that touches each life. That's represented up here on the stage. And even though we only have them for a few short years when they're still very young, we try our best to prepare them for what lies ahead, and we never know what that is. This happens to be a very intelligent, talkative group of kids. And we're going to miss them tremendously. So I'm going to call each one up one by one and hand them their diploma. Colin. This is Colin Frederick McManus. And Colin, I asked Colin what he wants to be when he grows up, and he says, I think I want to be a soldier in the Navy. So, Colin. He would make a good soldier. Aaliyah.
Yay!
This is Miss Aaliyah McNamara, and I asked Aaliyah what she wants to be when she grows up, and she said she wants to be a singer and a dancer.
Woo! Good job, baby.
CJ. Charles Paul Jr. And CJ, I asked him what he wanted to be. He said, I want to be a climber like my dad.
Aww.
That's my boy.
Trinity.
Woo!
Trinity Lee Paul and CJ and Trinity are twins. They actually came to us when they were just about 18 months. So we've had them for a while. So I asked Trinity what she wants to be when she grows up. She said, I want to be a doctor like my mom. And she said, my mom's going to teach me everything.
I love
Yes. I asked Kate, he was so cute. I said, Kate, what do you want to be when you grow up? He goes, diving? So he wants to be a diver. Kieran.
Yeah, good.
Kieran had her classes. Kieran also started when he was 18 months, so just a wee little guy, grows his views, fine young man. And Kieran, when he grows up, wants to be a train engineer.
Yay!
And last but not least, alright, come here, buddy. Mason Ryan Wagner. I asked Mason what he wants to be. He said, I want to be a cop. I said, why? He goes, because I want to. Not going to argue with that.
Yeah, I did.
Guys, can you all stand up? Stand up, Kate. Stand up. This is our graduating class of the year 2012.
Yay!
So if you guys give us 1 minute, we're going to have some cake and refreshments right over here.
Yay!
So Melissa,